Have you ever stopped to think about how something as simple as a railway line could just completely change the world? Now, I'm not talking about your daily commuter train, no way. We are talking about a massive ribbon of steel that's set to carve a whole new path through one of the most rugged and isolated regions on Earth. And believe me, it has a huge hidden story of power, ambition, and global strategy. And yeah, that quote really just nails it, doesn't it? This isn't just about moving boxes from point A to point B a little bit faster. This is a fundamental challenge to the way goods, money, and yeah, even influence have flowed across the entire Eurasian continent for centuries. So that's the big question, right? How can one single track of steel do all that? Well, to really get a grip on just how massive this new project is, we've got to go back and understand the problem it's trying to solve. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, so for ages, Central Asia has pretty much been the world's missing link. It's this giant landmass right in the middle of everything, but it's been just incredibly difficult to get across.
I mean, just picture it. You're trying to get stuff from, say, China to Europe. For centuries, your only real options were to go way north through Russia, or take a super long sea voyage all the way around the continent. That direct path, the one right through the middle, forget it. It was blocked by some of the tallest mountains on Earth and basically zero modern infrastructure. It was this massive global logistical headache.
And look, this is not a new problem. We're talking centuries here. The ancient Silk Road proved this route could work. But then, around the 15th century, ships got better, and everyone started going by sea. Fast forward to the 20th century, and all the infrastructure the Soviets built was designed to point north, to connect everything to Russia, not to connect east and west. So the whole region was just stuck, completely locked in a logistical trap.
And when you look at it this way, the strategic shift is just huge. Before, you were totally at the mercy of Russia's goodwill to use their railways, or you had to deal with these long, sometimes dangerous sea routes. But this new corridor, it's all about independence. It's about efficiency. It creates a brand new, direct land bridge that just didn't exist before.
Okay, so what exactly is this game-changing project? Well, people are already calling it the new Iron Silk Road. And it's got a name you're going to be hearing a lot more about.
It's the China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan Railway, or the CKU for short. And this thing is ambitious. We're talking about a plan to link China's manufacturing hubs directly through the insane mountains of Kyrgyzstan and across Uzbekistan, linking up with networks that go straight to the Middle East and Europe. It's a total bypass of all the old slow routes.
And here's the thing, a project this big doesn't just move cargo, it moves power. And the geopolitical consequences, well, they're absolutely massive.
Think of it like this. Imagine a new river suddenly carving its way through a dry desert. It doesn't just change the little path where it flows, right? It changes everything around it. It creates new oases, new centers of life, and the old water holes, they dry up. This railway, it's that new river.
And this chart really breaks down that ripple effect. For China, it's a huge strategic win. They get a faster, more secure pipeline to really important markets. For countries like Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan, wow, they go from being on the sidelines to being right in the center of the action. They become vital transit hubs. But for Russia, well, this could weaken their historic grip on trade across Eurasia.
So, the bottom line is this. This railway literally creates a new economic and political reality on the map. China gets to spread its bets, diversify its trade routes so it's less vulnerable. Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan, they suddenly have immense economic leverage. And Russia? Well, its role as the main land bridge between East and West is being challenged like never before.
Okay, so the geopolitical chess game is fascinating stuff for sure. But the day-to-day economic shockwaves, that's where businesses and, regular people are going to feel this thing first. I mean, just look at the difference here. The core advantage is just undeniable. The new CKU railway is promising to slash shipping times. We're talking way faster than the long sea routes, and even faster than the old rail lines through Russia. And in logistics, time is literally money. So what you're seeing here is a huge potential saving.
And it's a domino effect, right? Faster shipping means lower costs. Lower costs mean more trade, especially between the countries right there on the route. Suddenly you have this booming economic corridor where there was pretty much nothing. And that, of course, attracts all kinds of investment. Warehouses, factories, you name it. And for the rest of us, it's another option, which makes the whole global supply chain that much stronger.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Redrawing the map of world trade is not easy. And a project this big, well, it faces some absolutely monumental challenges.
First off,
The engineering is just insane. Seriously, we're talking about drilling tunnels through some of the highest mountain ranges on the planet. Then there's the money. The price tag is in the billions, and that requires some serious long-term financial commitment. On top of that, you have to keep 3 different countries all on the same page, politically, for years and years. And finally, after all that, you have to make sure the thing actually works and makes money in the long run. It is the definition of a high-risk, high-reward gamble.
So in the end, it all comes back to this. This railway isn't just about steel and tracks. It's a massive strategic move that could completely reshape the balance of power across Eurasia. So as you see news about the first sections of this track being laid, remember what you're really looking at. It's not just a construction project. It's a potential pivot point in modern history. A single line on a map that could create new alliances, new fortunes, and totally redefine how power flows in the 21st century. The only question is, will it actually live up to that incredible promise?